Patintero is a traditional Filipino outdoor children's game. Some call it harangang-taga or harang-taga, which means block and catch in English.
Meanwhile, in other parts of the Philippines, it is called by regional names such as tubigan, tubiganay, or tubig-tubig, which means water game in the Visayas and other Visayas-speaking regions. This is called so since the grid lines on the ground are drawn with water.
The game is called lump-lumpas in Negoro, sinibon or serbab in Ilocano, and sabatan in Kapampangan communities.
Moreover, in Eastern Visayas, when it is played by 4 players, it's called tadyas, and birus-birus when it involves 6 players.
The main objective of the game is to cross the rectangle back and forth without getting tagged. One tagger is usually assigned per crosswise line.
Taggers can only move along the respective lines, with the exception of the tagger on the first line who is regarded as a team leader, also called patotot. Unlike the other taggers, the patotot can also move along the central lengthwise line.
Taggers can tag runners at any time, including those already past them. But both of their feet must always be on the lines. Tagging a runner when none or only one foot is contacting the line is not counted.
Runners can cross at any time and to any adjacent square. However, they can only exit the playing rectangle at both ends of the rectangle. Once a runner is tagged, they are out and will sit out the match until the next game.
2 teams are needed in Patintero, each with around 2 to 6 players. One team acts as the taggers while the other acts as the runners. This is usually decided by a game of rock, paper, scissors or a coin toss.
Patintero is played on a rectangular grid drawn into the ground. The rectangle is usually ranged into 5 to 6 meters or 16 to 20 feet in length and 4 meters 13 feet wide.
It is subdivided into 4 to 6 equal parts by drawing a central lengthwise line and then 1 or 2 crosswise lines. The size of the rectangle and the number of subdivisions can be adjusted based on the number of players.
The individual squares in the grid must be large enough that someone can stay in the middle out of reach of someone standing on the lines.
The equipment required for the game includes chalk or paint, a score sheet, a whistle, and a stopwatch.
Rules of the game. Number 1. The game starts with a toss of coin or jack and poi to decide the team that becomes the passer or runner. Number 2. There is a time limit of 2 minutes for each team to score. Number 3. Once the 2 minutes elapse, the 2 teams change sides and the guards become the passer and vice versa.
For the 4th rule of the game Patintero, the passers or runners are supposed to cross the lines from the starting point and back to earn a point. The 5th rule suggests that the line guards are positioned on the vertical lines with one on the horizontal line of the grid, making sure that their feet are always on the line.
6. The Patintero objectives of the line guards include tagging the passers or runners with their butterfly hands and blocking them from passing the lines. And lastly, 7. Once a guard tags any of the passers, the line guards assume the position of the passers.
Patintero is more than a team game. It develops the players' gross motor skills, hand-eye coordination, strategic thinking, individuals' agility, and spatial awareness.
Skills practiced in this game are as follows: safe tagging, agility, evasion, balance, and spatial awareness. The game promotes team building, cooperation, and trust.